This one's for anyone who's frustrated that they can't ask their boss to take the vacations they want, or they just have to ask permission. So they want to build a life where they don't have to worry about their boss. They can be their own boss. In this podcast, we teach you the proven business model of wholesaling real estate. I'm David Lecko. I created a process that's helped 10,000 people close their very first wholesale deal where they make a big check for finding a rundown house. And my co-host is taking this episode solo today. He's done 420 deals since 2019 where his commissions at his sales job were cut. So he just quit and he started real estate wholesaling during a 14-day challenge. This episode is going to be 17 minutes of marketing tips for finding those off-market deals in 2024.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the DealMachine Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host today. My name is Ryan Haywood, and I'm here to talk about some marketing. I want to let you know that in 2019, we started wholesaling, coming from not knowing anything about wholesaling, not knowing much at all about real estate in general. We started and we today use almost the exact same marketing strategy. We have gone on to do approximately 420 transactions over the course of 4 years, since 2019 when we started till now. And so today I'm going to share with you my strategy on marketing, what we do, what we use, and some tips and tricks that might help you get started in your adventure in wholesaling. So when we first started, for those of you that probably have already heard this story and already know this story, we got started because of a 30-day wholesaling challenge. Part of that challenge was downloading the DealMachine app and driving for dollars. Which driving for dollars is, as most of you may already know, but for those of you who do not know, it is the art, I like to call it an art, of driving around and identifying distressed properties. And those distressed properties could have different symptoms. They may have a distressed roof. They may have broken windows, boarded up windows. They may have stuffed mailboxes. There's a multitude of different things that they could have that would help you identify that the property is, in fact, vacant. So what you're doing, you're going out and you're driving for dollars. You're identifying your properties that are distressed, and then what to do with them next. What we did in following the process, we started the mailing campaign. So you identify your properties, you add them in your app, you're driving for dollars, and you're going to start marketing. But let's talk about the postcard itself, because one of the things that made a humongous difference, which we did not use initially, it was later in time and actually going to masterminds and talking about mail and what's effective and what's not effective. The look and design of your postcard has a tremendous effect. And I did not give this enough credit when we initially kind of talked about it. But now looking back, like, we are way more successful with our postcards because of something so incredibly simple. Now, in the DealMachine app, if you're using it, which I hope you are, not because of this DealMachine podcast, but because I genuinely believe that it is the easiest app. When you're getting started, it has everything that you need. It makes it so simple. It made it so simple for me. And I know that you're saying, well, it's because you're on the podcast you're saying that, but true, listen to me. We knew nothing about real estate coming into this. And if I had to do this without that app, there is absolutely no possibility that I'd be where I'm at today. So follow the footsteps that I'm giving you here. Use the app. It will help you so much get to this point of consistent wholesaling. So going back to postcards, you have the ability to design postcards in the app. So what we did, we choose a simple block pattern, has a picture of their house, has the address, has some little blurbs about what you can, what you're interested in. On your postcard, the verbiage and what you say is definitely important. It has an impact on your success in getting people to respond to that. So on my postcard, it's got the 4 blocks. So you have the top block, is this your property? And gives the address. Below that is a picture of the property. And then up there, I don't want to save the one piece for last, but then it gives a brief description of who I am. It says, "Hi, I'm Ryan. This is Meg. We're interested in purchasing your property at 1234 East Testing Street. If you have interest in selling, give me a call. My number is this." Simple as that. I don't say close quick with cash. I don't say any of those. To me, they're just tacky one-liners. I try to make it a little bit more personal. On the back, I just say, please feel free to call us if you have any questions or would like more information. Have a blessed day. And then my phone number and my email contact. Now, on the front of the postcard, something that made such a big difference was literally so simple. It was putting a picture of me and my family, Megan, the kids, on the front. At first, when I did this, I was that guy. I was like, I don't want people seeing. These postcards are going to go out all over town. People are going to get that. They're going to. It just made it too. It made me feel uncomfortable with my picture getting plastered all over town on these postcards. But the number of people who called because of the picture and because it just felt more personable was something that I, to this day, if you're going to send postcards, just make the postcard personal. Put your name on it. Put your phone number on it. Change your verbiage of what you're trying to say, and then put a picture of you. And if you have a family, put a picture of your family on there as well. It will make a difference in how people respond when they see that postcard. Oh, it's got, who are these people? Who's Brian and Meg? Oh, look at their family photo. I can even remember a time when we were being told to add the photo to our postcard. Somebody had said at this mastermind, the reason they did it, they tried it out one time and they stopped doing it. And then like a year later, somebody called and said, hey, I've got your postcards for the last year and I have seen the pictures of your family, and they changed the photos. Like they had 3 different postcards and they had different photos on them. Like, I feel like I know your family now because I've seen the pictures, and it just puts that personal touch on there. So anyway, moving on to another different thing than that. But those are the quick things with postcards. Do your blocks. Make your message more personable. Put the picture on there so that people can see you and try to connect with you. And then, once you drive for dollars, you've established the list of properties that you're going to start your postcards to. That's the next step. Bam, hit that postcard, send that postcard out, and begin your marketing campaign.
Hey guys, if you know you want to quit your job in the next 3 months, make sure you're subscribed to this podcast because we've got some incredible frameworks with step-by-step instruction that you're not going to want to miss. Also, leave us a rating and review to let us know your favorite parts and why you want to get financial freedom.
The next thing, because to me, there's so many different things that you can do. You've got those leads in your queue. You've sent the mail. So you give the mail a little bit of time to work, let it sit for a week. But then you're going to take those exact same leads. You're going to skip trace them, and you're going to start cold calling them. So this is a campaign that you don't want to just drop the mail and let that be one touch and just kind of move on from that. It's important to get a couple different touches on that particular lead. So when we do this sequence, I think 3 times, we send a postcard, we cold call it. We send a postcard, we cold call it. And we send a postcard and we cold call it. We recycle that 3 times. And there's a reason for that. The more times you send a postcard, the more chances you are of being effective in getting a hold of them. But you're also kind of, when you send those postcards, that might get their attention. They might call from that. But then when you call them and you can say, hey, I've been sending some postcards to you. I just wanted to follow up with you about this house on 1234 Main Street. And they're like, okay, yeah, what about it? Well, the reason that I'm calling, I'm an investor. I'm a local investor. I work with other investors, and we're looking to purchase properties in your neighborhood. We'd love to talk to you about that. And they're like, okay, great. What's the offer? Now I'm kind of shifting into once you get on to the cold call itself, and we'll give you some tips about that as well. But so once you get to that part, and you could think of this as a script. I don't use a script. I prefer to not use a script because I want things to seem very personable. When I get somebody on the phone, that's exactly how we start the conversation. Hey, my name is Ryan. I've been sending some postcards to you about this property. And I wanted to try to call and see if you would have some interest in selling. I'm a local investor. I work with other local investors, and we're looking to buy properties in that particular neighborhood. And sometimes they're like, I'm not interested, and that's the end of the call. Sometimes they're like, okay, what's your offer? And that's kind of where you segue into finding a little bit more about the property. Well, we don't typically run the evaluation over the phone. Let me get a little bit more information regarding your property. I'll give you a little bit more information about our process, and then we'll move on to the next step. You can use the verbiage if you want. You can use the verbiage of paying with cash. You can use the verbiage of as is condition, but there's also some strategies on even when to use that as is condition. Typically, once you get to that point where they're like, yeah, I want to sell it, it's a headache to me, whatever, finding their pain point, moving on to the next step of this, they could even mention to you, hey, the house is full of stuff, and I just don't want to deal with that. This is your opportunity to sell yourself or sell the ability to take the house in its as-is condition. But how you present that makes it feel different as well. If you just say, yeah, I'll take it as is, that's, that might relieve their stress or anxiety over it. But if you present it a little bit differently and say, hey, you know what? I've actually got an ability to qualify you for a certain program that we offer where you can just leave all of the stuff in the house and I will take care of it. We've got crews that we will take care of anything that you don't want. Encourage them to go in, hey, if there's certain things in there, maybe a couple books or whatever, get what you want, and then everything else you can leave in the home and I will take care of it for you. To that extent, like how you present this item to them, how you present your postcard, how you present the phone call, how you present helping them through situations where I've got all this stuff, I don't want to do it, I don't want to keep any of it, I just want to get rid of it. Hey, that's great. I actually have a program that I can offer you that you can leave everything in the house, anything that you do not want, and I will personally take care of getting rid of all of it. Usually just changing how you present those things, how you say those things, helps them, again, keep their guard down. It keeps them relaxed and comfortable and more willing to have that conversation and engage in the conversation with you. So once you've gone through your initial postcard, your cold call, if you have not gotten a hold of them and you've not been able to move on to the next step on getting information about the property and trying to negotiate the price, what I always do is I recycle that and I start a new postcard campaign after 2 weeks. So the first week I send out a postcard, the next week I call. After that, I send out another postcard. After that, I call. And I run that process through 3 times. And it's all leads that you have from that initial list of driving for dollars. And it's just making your touch points, multiple touch points on those leads. So these are some small steps. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you with doing multiple different things. I encourage everyone to stick with a campaign, stick with a marketing strategy, and stay consistent with it. It does not help you to do postcards, to do this, to do that, to do PPC, to be doing bandit signs. Find one strategy. And the good thing is you can do a couple different things with those leads through one strategy. If direct mail is your strategy, if you just want to send mail and leave it, that's fine. It does work. It worked for us for a long time. We would just send mail and I would just wait for the call. But knowing that at some point you want to have a consistent process of what you do with your leads. If you utilize the resources that you have within DealMachine, for example, the ability to send mail and to skip trace it and call them right there. Within that one lead, you just click on skip trace and you have their phone number. You can call it right there and just work through that each lead, work through that process, and then start your mail campaign again and do that 3 times. You will have success. You will find that you're getting a hold of people more often. Plus, you can refer to the postcards that you've been sending them about the property. And it's just an easier way to connect with them and to bring them off of, we all know there's certain types of sellers. There's the sellers that are ready to go, and then there's the sellers that are hesitant and reluctant. And the ones that are hesitant and reluctant, you want to break down that barrier. You want to try to connect with them. You want to try to be personal. And I'm just trying to give you guys some quick tips on how you can do that more effectively. So I hope you like this episode. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help you in any step of the process. I hope you guys have a great day, and stay tuned for more awesome episodes.
Thanks for listening to the DealMachine Real Estate Investing Podcast. Please leave us a review and follow along wherever you're listening to your podcast.